sure that some of you own a cat, or maybe you know a friend who has a cat. What adjectives would you use to describe cats? Adjectives are just describing words like small or big or sad or mad. Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen Pelly. Welcome to Journey with Story. For a long time, we used to have 2 little black and white cats. One of them, Dinah, was very curious and affectionate and bold. She liked to march off on her own out in the backyard. Her sister, Buttercup, was quite the opposite. A bit lazy and sleepy, but also affectionate and rather timid. That's the wonderful thing about cats. They all have such unique and interesting personalities. Well, in today's episode, I will be sharing 2 poems about 2 very different cats from a very famous book of cat poems by a famous poet. It is called The Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot. Before we begin, don't forget, if you have not already done so, can you please take a moment to rate, review and share our podcast with others? It really helps our outreach. Thanks ever so much. Now, let's take a journey with the Rum-Tum Tugger and the old Gumbie cat. The Rum-Tum Tugger. The Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious cat. If you offer him pheasant, he would rather have grouse. If you put him in a house, he would much prefer a flat. If you put him in a flat, then he'd rather have a house. If you set him on a mouse, then he only wants a rat. If you set him on a rat, then he'd rather chase a mouse. Yes, the Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious cat. And there isn't any call for me to shout it, for he will do as he do, and there's no doing anything about it. The Rum-Tum Tugger is a terrible bore. When you let him in, then he wants to be out. He's always on the wrong side of every door. And as soon as he's at home, then he'd like to get about. He likes to lie in the bureau drawer. But he makes such a fuss if he can't get out. Yes, the Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious cat, and it isn't any use for you to doubt it, for he will do as he do, and there's no doing anything about it. The Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious beast. His disobliging ways are a matter of habit. If you offer him fish, then he always wants a feast. When there isn't any fish, then he won't eat rabbit. If you offer him cream, then he sniffs and sneers, for he only likes what he finds for himself. So you'll catch him in it right up to the ears, if you put it away on the larder shelf. The Rum-Tum Tugger is artful and knowing. The Rum-Tum Tugger doesn't care for a cuddle, but he'll leap on your lap in the middle of your sewing, for there's nothing he enjoys like a horrible muddle. Yes, the Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious cat, and there isn't any need for me to spout it, for he will do as he do, and there's no doing anything about it. Gumbie cat. I have a Gumbie cat in mind. Her name is Jenny Any Dots. Her coat is of the tabby kind, with tiger stripes and leopard spots. All day she sits upon the stair, or on the steps, or on the mat. She sits and sits and sits and sits. And that's what makes a Gumbie cat. But when the day's hustle and bustle is done, then the Gumbie cat's work is but hardly begun. And when all the family's in bed and asleep, she slips down the stairs to the basement to creep. She is deeply concerned with the ways of the mice. Their behaviour's not good, and their manners not nice. So when she has got them lined up on the matting, she teaches them music, crocheting and tatting. I have a Gumbie cat in mind. Her name is Jenny Any Dots. Her equal be hard to find. She likes the warm and sunny spots. All day she sits beside the hearth, or in the sun, or on my hat. She sits and sits and sits and sits. And that's what makes a Gumbie cat. But when the day's hustle and bustle is done, then the Gumbie's cat's work is but hardly begun, as she finds that the mice will not ever keep quiet. She is sure it is due to irregular diet, and believing that nothing is done without trying, she sets straight to work with her baking and frying. She makes them a mouse cake of bread and dried peas, and a beautiful fry of lean bacon and cheese. I have a Gumbie cat in mind. Her name is Jenny Any Dots. The curtain cord she likes to wind and tie it into sailor knots. She sits upon the windowsill, or anything that's smooth and flat. She sits and sits and sits and sits. And that's what makes a Gumbie cat. But when the day's hustle and bustle is done, then the Gumbie cat's work is but hardly begun. She thinks that the cockroaches just need employment to prevent them from idle and wanton destroyment. So she's formed from that lot of disorderly louts a troop of well-disciplined, helpful Boy Scouts, with a purpose in life and a good deed to do. And she's even created a Beatles tattoo. So for old Gumbie cats, let us now give 3 cheers, on whom well-ordered households depend, it appears. So which of those 2 cats did you like best? I bet you could have fun drawing your version of what you think each cat looks like. And you can always send us your masterpieces at www.journeywithstory.com. Just click on the contact form and download them there, or you can send them on Instagram. Cheerio, then join us next time for Journey with Story. Music and post-production was by Colette Jonas.